Hi there. This video is designed to help prepare you for the kind of questions you may be asked in your exams on quadratic equations. In some cases, you will have to use knowledge of other topics in order to form a quadratic equation, then rearrange it into the correct form so that you can solve it. I'll guide you through the solutions to 4 challenging exam-style questions. Before you watch the video, make sure that you can factorize and solve quadratic equations and can use the quadratic formula. See links to my previous videos in the description section below. Let's start with question 1, a 2-part calculator question where we are asked to first rearrange, then solve a quadratic equation. For part A, we simply multiply out the bracket which gives 3x squared plus 2x equals 7. Then rearrange so it equals 0, giving 3x squared plus 2x minus 7 equals 0, the form asked for in the question. For part B, note that we are asked to give our answers to 2 decimal places. This tells you that you need to use the quadratic formula to solve this quadratic. You have already rearranged the equation in part A into the correct form to use the quadratic formula, where A equals 3, B equals 2 and C equals minus 7. The quadratic formula is x equals minus b plus or minus the root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Putting the numbers into the formula using a calculator gives the solutions as shown. X equals 1.23 and x equals minus 1.90 to 2 decimal places. It is a good idea to substitute these solutions back into the rearranged equation in part A to ensure that you get an answer close to 0. It won't be exactly 0 as we have rounded to 2 decimal places. When x equals 1.23 we get minus 1.3 times 10 to the power of minus 3, and when x equals minus 1.90 we get 0.03. As both numbers are small and close to 0, our solutions are correct to 2 decimal places. Question 2 is more challenging. Again, another calculator question. It is a geometry question where you need to form, and then solve, a quadratic equation in order to answer the question. Okay, the first thing to note is that an expression for the perimeter is x plus 2x plus x plus 2x or 6x. So, to calculate the perimeter, we need to evaluate x. To do this we must use the internal area of the frame. An expression for the internal area of the frame is 2x minus 8 times x minus 8. We can now form an equation for the internal area by setting this equal to the area given in the question, 120. Take a factor of 2 out of our first bracket, and then divide both sides by 2. Multiply out the brackets to give x squared minus 12x plus 32 equals 60. To solve, the quadratic equation has to be equal to 0, so taking 60 from both sides gives us x squared minus 12x minus 28 equals 0. To see if the equation factorizes, you need to look for factors of minus 28 that add to minus 12. The factors of minus 28 are 1 and minus 28, minus 1 and 28, 2 and minus 14, minus 2 and 14, 4 and minus 7 and minus 4 and 7. As 2 plus minus 14 equals minus 12, the equation factorizes to x minus 14 times x plus 2. The two solutions are x equals 14 and x equals minus 2. You can't have x equals minus 2 here, so x equals 14. Hence, the perimeter is 6x, which is 6 times 14, which is 84 centimeters. To check our solution of x equals 14, we can check that it gives us the given internal area. The internal width is 2x minus 8, which is 28 minus 8, which is 20. The internal height is x minus 8, which is 14 minus 8, which is 6. 20 times 6 is 120, the given internal area. Question 3 is a factorise question, where a is greater than 1. 3x squared minus 11x minus 20 will factorize to 2 brackets, 3x plus or minus a number, times x plus or minus a number. We need to look for 2 numbers to put in the brackets that multiply together to give minus 20, where 3 times one number plus the other gives minus 11. The factors of minus 20 are 1 and minus 20, minus 1 and 20, 2 and minus 10, minus 2 and 10, 4 and minus 5 and minus 4 and 5. As 3 times minus 5 plus 4 equals minus 11, the equation factorizes to 3x plus 4 times x minus 5. Can you see that we need to put the minus 5 in the bracket opposite the 3x term and the number 4 in the bracket opposite the x term? This ensures that we get 3x times minus 5, plus 4 times x, which gives minus 11x when we multiply out the brackets. Question 4 tests your knowledge of ratio, factorizing and solving quadratic equations. From the given ratio we can write x squared over x plus 3 equals 1/2. From here we cross-multiply to give 2x squared equals x plus 3. In order to solve this quadratic equation, it must be equal to 0, so move the x and the 3 to the other side of the equation, which gives us 2x squared minus x minus 3 equals 0. This factorizes to 2x minus 3 times x plus 1. Either 2x minus 3 equals 0 or x plus 1 equals 0, giving us two solutions, x equals 3 over 2 and x equals minus 1. To check your solutions, substitute each value into the given ratio to satisfy yourself that each solution gives the correct ratio. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you now have the confidence to form and solve quadratic equations when they are included in exam questions involving other topics. If you have found the content useful, then please consider subscribing to my channel.